8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Leila's Talk Show. I'm your host, Leila Vaha today, and today I'm here with Josh Horner. Josh Horner is a star of television and dance. So, Josh, can you tell me about your early life in Australia?
Yeah, I was I was a little boy one day. As a dancer or just life in
Just
Australia?
your background in Australia, childhood.
I spent the first 3 years of my life in hospital because I'm a severe asthmatic.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so because of my asthma, I tried swimming and gymnastics, and with the swimming, I got infections from the chlorine in the pool.
Whoa.
So then I went into dancing, and then I fell in love with it, and I was good at it. So then I just became a dancer my whole life, and I went to dance classes, and it built up my lung strength, and so it actually was a means to, fix my health. And then growing up in Australia is just fantastic because it's just kangaroos and koalas and all that sort of stuff.
What was the first company that you signed with in the dance agency?
In my career, the first company I got into was the Australian Ballet Company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a professional ballet company. I went to the Australian Ballet School 3 years prior to that, so you get an advanced diploma in dance, which I graduated with honours. And then you go into the Australian Ballet Company, and then you tour. You go on tours around the world, the country, and it's a hard job. You're dancing like all day. And you're like rehearsing one show during the day, and then you perform another show at nighttime. So your brain's constantly, stimulated. So that was my first job I ever got. Well, to be really honest, my first job was actually quite funny. I was 14 years old, and I was Foghorn Leghorn.
Wow.
In a character suit. Yeah.
Wow, that's so great.
And I had lots of pimples.
I
I don't have pimples anymore.
So, how was each of these tours that you went on? How were they different from one another?
Well, one was local and one was overseas. That's kind of the simple answer. But I don't know. I think depending on what show you were doing, it really dictated how the tour would go. Some shows I would have like a really good role, and some I'd have an easy role. So I remember my first year in the company, we went to China and we went to New York, and I had an easy role. I just had to walk across the stage and go like that and then walk off. And I was flown to America to do that. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's amazing.
I was so good. And then we went to China, and I had a bit more of a harder role there. And I don't know, it's great. You get to do what you love doing, and you get to travel the world doing it. It was like a win-win. Plus, it made me fall in love with America. Like the first trip to New York, oh my goodness. I was like, I have to live in America. It's so much fun.
What was it about the first trip to America, specifically New York, that you loved?
It's just the razzle-dazzle of it all. Like all the lights, and the place was like completely electric. It was the prestige of dancing in New York that's like fantastic. And plus, when you're from Australia, I'm from a small country town. So like it was just big. It was like big, and it was an apple. It was a big apple.
Wow. What town are you from?
I'm from Wyong.
Oh.
I'm from Wyong. It's like an hour north. It's an hour north drive from Sydney.
How was it growing up there?
Tough. It was really scary because I was bullied a lot because I was a boy that did ballet.
Yeah.
But doing ballet was a means to fix my health. It wasn't because, hey, let's all choose ballet over football. It was actually a means to help me get healthier. I got bullied a lot. I was teased. I got called names. But I don't know, I got over it. I didn't listen to them. I always knew that I would make it, but it was hurtful just to be called a lot of names growing up. But I think a lot of teenagers go through that. Well, some teenagers go through that bullying stage, and it does all get better when you get older.
Now, I know that you're a judge on Dancing with the Stars. How has this made you a better person?
Well, I'm famous now. Oh my goodness, that's a funny question. How's it made me a better person? I don't know. I feel I feel that I've got to a point in my career that I'm an expert. So I feel that people want to listen to my advice and my creative directions and stuff like that. They want to be involved in what I have to say. And for me, I think it's given me a lot of confidence in my career. So I can approach people with a total different angle, as opposed to like as a dancer you're always like trying to go, hey, look at me, I've got a skill, I can dance, do you like it? Now I go in with a lot more confidence and I just be like, you're gonna love me. Which people do. Confidence. It's good. It's good confidence. And everyone loves how I slam down the things, the numbers. I'd go like, Josh Horner, 10. I slam it down.
What do
I don't know why.
What do your friends and family think of your career?
Well, first, my family are super proud. They spent a lot of money, quite a lot of money. It's like any sort of out of school sport. It always, sport or art, it just costs a lot. I think they're just super proud. I think a lot of the boys that bullied me at school, and some girls, on Facebook now, they're like, oh, can you teach my kid like ballet? I'm like, no.
No.
Why would I? You gave me hell at school. They are I think people get it now.
Yeah.
Like when growing up at school and just doing dances every time at the talent quest, I think people were just always, oh, there's Josh, he's dancing again. But now there's a real appreciation of it, and I think people get me and they're like, oh my goodness, he's a dancer. He made it a career. He's, now living in LA and he's like killing it. It's like he's doing a really great job and he loves it. So I think maybe inspirational. I know I've had a lot of people say, I know I gave you a rough time at school, but I am so proud that, you've taken our small country town and you're like putting it on the map. So I think that's a nice feeling. So I think they're proud and inspired. As am I. I'm inspired by other people. So,
what lessons and teachings can you take away from learning dance and learning ballet and just your
learning
life?
dance and ballet? I mean, you learn about balance and flexibility.
Yeah.
It's such a good developmental type of skill to have when you're growing up. As little kids, you want to like have either flexibility and the balance, and it also gives you confidence in terms of like performing on a stage. Is that the type of question you're asking?
Yeah.
Right. So I think from dance, that's all those elements I got. So, just simple things like posture. I mean, I'm in a hard chair, but like walking down the street, I've learned to have good posture, and people go, oh, you're so tall. I'm like, no, I just know how to hold myself. Like, you're slouching because you're on your phone all the time, but I've got a good posture. There's a lot of great benefits. And obviously the big one, my asthma has been so much better now since I still get wheezy. That's in Australia. Do you say that in America?
No, we don't. Not
like wheezy
really.
is like when you get like wheezy. Yeah, you get wheezy.
Yeah.
But I suppose, just health benefits have been really good. Plus, it's given me a worldly career. So social aspect of it's good. Hello, I'm talking to you on your show about me doing dancing. See, it's another good benefit.
Yeah. What advice can you give to kids in this school and all around the world who want to get a start in dancing?
Save your money. Look, there is a newfound love and passion thanks to shows like Dancing with the Stars, So You Think You Can Dance, America's Best Dance Crew, and a lot of street dancing like hip hop that was really good. A lot of street dancing has come in to play, and I think that if you want to be a dancer, you need to plan your career properly. A lot of kids just think, oh, I'm just going to go to dance classes and then someone's going to give me a job at the end of the day. That's not how it works. You have to be very smart with how you plan your career and where you want to go. It's like knowing that I wanted to be a ballet dancer that moved into musical theatre. I don't want to be a hip-hop dancer that's doing like video clips or anything like that. I knew where I wanted to go, so you got to put yourself in the right avenue. And once you know where you want to go, ask questions. And I think YouTube's so fantastic now because you can go anywhere and watch any show that you want, as well as just be inspired. If whoever inspires you, if it's like a Beyonce backup dancer, know who they are, who those dancers are, and then take their classes and follow them on Instagram and Twitter and all that sort of stuff, and just like feed your brain with inspiration every day by the people that you want to have their careers.
Now, you were talking a little bit about inspiration. Who do you inspire? Oh,
who inspires me?
Yeah.
This is going to sound like such a silly answer. I get inspired by a lot of different things, not actually people. Sometimes it might be an image or something, but I think mainly myself. I know it sounds weird, but I inspire myself. So every day when that new creative thought comes in about where I want to take my career, I get inspired by myself and then I take the action. Rather than waiting to see someone else do something fabulous and go, oh, I wish I was like them. I'd rather have the whole creativity come from me and then get inspired by that and then make the action happen.
Oh.
I know, weird answer.
Yeah.
I hope I don't sound like an egomaniac, but like I just... I love myself.
Do you get like recognized on the streets or even in your
all the
hometown?
time?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm joking. In Australia, it's funny. If I have a shirt or without my scruff, if I have a clean, fresh face, Exhibit A in this picture, people are like, oh my goodness, there's Josh from Dancing with the Stars. But I kind of hide behind this. If I got a T-shirt on, no. But do you know who really, really recognizes me? Middle-aged. Asian ladies.
Wow.
So I've been to sandwich shops before and they like they're like my biggest fans.
Oh my gosh.
It's weird, I know.
Yeah.
And then some kids in the dance world, because obviously I've got, a small profile in America in the dance world, but a bigger one in Australia. So lots of dance kids.
Yeah. Do your fans sort of send you fan mail or give you
No,
gifts?
I want presents.
Wow.
How can you help me? Make people send me stuff. You get weird requests sometimes. Sometimes people like go, can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? And you just like send them a picture and they're like, can I have another picture? And you're like, okay, you're abusing the system here. I've already sent you one picture. No, I don't know. I think more it's like double like on Instagram. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, that's how you know if your fans are liking what you're doing. They double click.
What's your craziest experience with a fan?
I don't think I've had one, and let's leave it at that because I don't want to have a crazy experience with a fan. I had one lady, you know the people how with the parking officers and they've got like the phone and they take a picture of your car in the wrong zone?
Yeah.
Well, this lady, she was like, oh my goodness, you're Josh. And so she didn't take a picture of my car, but she got that like machine or the phone that they print tickets out and she took a selfie with me. With that.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know where that photo goes. If she can print it out and give it to me straight away with a ticket, but she didn't give me a ticket. So that was that. I suppose it's a positive. It's not really crazy.
How did that make you feel?
Happy. She didn't give me a ticket. It was good. I just wondered what I looked like in the picture.
But what she like said to you, like, oh my gosh, can I have a picture? Like,
yeah,
how did that make...
people just literally grab you.
Yeah.
They'll just grab you and put their hand up, ready to take a picture.
Wow.
They don't even say hello. They don't even sometimes say, hi, my name is. That I would love that if someone was like, hey, I'm Leila. Nice to meet you. I like your dancing. Do you mind if I get a picture? And you're like, yeah, that's okay. But when they just grab... Do you know what's actually funny as well? Is when you're in... I've been in... when you go to the airport and you go to the airport lounge. When I've been in the Qantas lounge, I've had people on their phone literally going, yeah, I'm totally next to that guy on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, he's just next to me. And I just want to say to them, I can hear you. But they some people just talk loud and don't have any filter.
Has there ever been like mobs of people coming up and say, oh my gosh, you're Josh. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Only at Disneyland.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
What was that like? Like, what happened?
You just have a group of like young dancers running up to you going, hey Josh, oh my goodness, I want to get your picture. They do that. That's all. It's fine, but personal space can be weird
personal
sometimes.
Space.
Well, as they smell too, because sometimes kids need to use deodorant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Parents, give your kids deodorant. In the teenage area, they need...
Yeah, they do.
Just so they smell nice. They're not... Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I told you this show would be weird.
Has there ever been like people coming up to you and like giving you like physical like gifts that they made for you or like they bought for you or?
No.
Wow.
No, I haven't had that, unfortunately.
Oh.
I would be scared though if someone made food for me
Oh.
because you just like, it's a lovely gesture and you just don't know what's in it.
Yeah. Could be drugs.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah,
Then
that's
people
bad.
could frame you.
Yeah.
They could set you up.
They could.
But that's anywhere. You don't know what's in
Yeah.
food wherever you. Oh my goodness, I don't know how to cook either. So that's a scary thought. Every day that you go and buy like a little cupcake somewhere, it could have something in it that you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Meaning sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good hand gesture.
So, when you first heard that you got the role in your first theater production, how did this make you feel?
Well, obviously, I was mortified. No, I was excited. Of course, I was excited. I think it's like a relief too that you go, I've worked so hard and now I've actually got the job, because you go through a process of auditioning. You know what I mean? So when you're auditioning and you get a call back and you're like, oh my goodness, I think they like me. And then when you finally get the job, you're like, yes. And then you see how much you're getting paid and you're like, oh, not so good. And then you do the job. It's a funny thing. Theatre people is funny. I mean, I love performing, but there is a little element to all of us, like performers or dancers, that you work so hard at the audition and then when you get the job, you feel validated. Like you're like, yes, someone likes me. Someone likes my skills and my talent. And then you get the beautiful rehearsal period and then you get the build up to opening night. Then you do opening night and you're like, yes. And then you're at the opening night party and you're like, yes, this is so good. And then you got to sit and do the show. Well, not sit, but then you got to do the show for like years. And then you're like, oh no, I'm going to do the same show, 8 shows a week. Here we go for like 2-3 years or more.
What was your hardest experience when you were performing, and how did this change you?
My hardest experience, I was doing a show called Moving Out, which is an American show in London. And it was just a physically very hard dance show. And I think just living away, I was living overseas, so it was my kind of big move to London, and then trying to work out how to survive and find a place to live, and also you don't have as many friends and family as a support network, and then going to the show and then doing the show, which was physically demanding. We used to have buckets in the wings, so
Really?
people were sick in
Oh
the
my gosh.
Yeah, it physically exerted you so much you'd run off stage and sometimes you were sick.
Wow.
Yeah, so that changed me. I got skinny. Not so much anymore. Do I look all right?
Yeah, you look fine.
You look beautiful,
Thank
yes.
you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now what I want to know next is, you said you do tours around
Yes.
the country, and what was your favorite country that you visited? Yeah.
I love Japan because this is the funny thing. I love
Yeah.
Japan because if I didn't get into the Australian Ballet School when I was 16,
Yeah.
I was actually going to do work experience as a Japanese tourist guide in Sydney.
Wow.
Yeah. So I love the language. I kind of pick up the hiragana and katakana. Like it all is like a photographic memory I have.
Uh-huh.
I remember all the little pictures, and don't ask me to do anything now. But I can say where is McDonald's in Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, yeah.
McDonald's wa doko ni arimasu ka?
Wow.
Yeah, I know. And I can say tomorrow I'm going to my friend's house, which is ashita wa tomodachi no uchi ni ikimasu. So Japan. I love Japan. But if you want to say where my heart really likes, I love America. America is fun. The USA is just like, it's like a party every day.
Yeah.
There's like cool people like yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Thank you.
We're at Beverly, like for me, I'm at Beverly Hills. Like this is where 90210. Like it's
Yeah.
just all, everything comes to life because as Australians we have so much American television. So like when I was in New York, I felt like I was in Sesame Street
Oh, wow.
because I walk down the street and I'd be like, oh my goodness, Oscar the Grouch is going to come out of that garbage can.
Yeah. New
But
York,
he never did.
Yeah, New York sort of had
A
that.
homeless man did. No.
Oh, yeah. New York sort of has that that movie thing from the Sesame Street. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that because, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. And then LA's just like pool parties and palm trees.
Yeah.
It's fabulous.
LA's an amazing place. I mean,
I know. You're very
Yeah.
lucky to grow up here. Yeah.
yeah, it is. I am.
Everyone's
So-
fancy.
Yeah, everyone's fancy.
Yeah.
Have you been to Rodeo Drive yet?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what did you think of it?
Well, I wanted to feel like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. Do you know that movie?
Yeah.
Where she walks in and no one wants to serve her, but then when you can get some money and then you can go in and you walk in with all your bags, and then to the girl that just snobbed you, you want to go, do you work on commission? Big mistake. Huge. And you show her your bags. Yeah. I haven't had that moment yet. I don't know, Rodeo Drive's just full of fancy people. Like, it's just very fabulous.
Yeah.
All the shops are nice. I went to the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh my
But that's
gosh.
not on Rodeo Drive. That's actually on, I think, Beverly.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
So, now, Josh.
Yes.
Which...
Who else is here? Sorry.
Which city in LA is in America is your favorite?
Which city?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I'd have to say LA, but let's just talk about where I've been
Yeah.
and where I'm going. I went to Gatlinburg in Tennessee. I judged a dance competition there.
Wow.
And it was like in the Smoky Mountains. And they had this like little, those seats that go up it. What do they call those? Like a gondola? No, it wasn't a, no.
No.
Like the word escapes me now. A seat that moves in the air. That's what we'll call it. A seat that moves in the air. Anyway, I was on one of those and we're going through the Smoky Mountains and I felt like I was going to see a bear or something. It was like really fun. It was a small little town. So let's just hear it for Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
What was your weirdest experience while on tour or in your career in general?
You like all the weird stuff, don't you? I don't know what's a weird experience.
Yeah.
My goodness. I try to block out the weird things that happen to me.
Yeah.
On a tour, complete tour?
Yeah, just in any tour or any time in your life in general.
Oh my goodness, that's a hard question.
Yeah.
I could make something up, but I don't know, weird. I think just sometimes cultural differences.
Oh.
Like sometimes in America, I say things and people are like offended by it, but that's just because they don't understand my Australian accent sometimes.
Can you give me an example of...
Oh my goodness, I knew you were going to say that. I don't know. I can't think of one right now.
Okay.
I know that like I upset some people sometimes if I can't say this one.
Yeah.
There's one that's funny though. That's an actual cultural exchange
Oh.
but it's a little bit like naughty.
Oh.
We don't want to go there.
We don't want to go there. Yeah.
Let's just say that it's weird when Americans call the tushy a fanny because we call it something different in Australia, and that is where we stop this awkward conversation. Yes.
What was your favorite experience?
What was your favorite experience? Right.
What was your favorite experience while on tour?
What was my favorite experience? I would have to say when I wasn't on tour, but I got to perform in the opening number of the Tony Awards. The Tony Awards on Broadway. So I was in Billy Elliot the musical on Broadway when I first moved to America, all 6 years ago, and I was on stage in the opening number with Liza Minnelli in one of the wings and Stockard Channing, who is Rizzo in Grease. She's also done a lot of other things. I hope she's not watching.
I love that movie so much.
Yeah, she's Rizzo, right?
Yeah.
So these superstars, and Elton John was playing the theme song from Billy Elliot, and I was dancing on stage with Elton John and some of the other people from Billy Elliot. That was kind of like a highlight. I was like, whoa. If you want to move to America and be a dancer, you want to pretty much dance on Broadway, and if you can dance in the Tony Awards, that's also one. I think I've got to win one next. That's the next thing, to win a Tony Award. I want to win a Tony Award or an Emmy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Or an Oscar.
Or an Oscar.
Yeah.
Just add that in.
Hashtag dream big.
All right, Josh, so thank you for coming to the studio today.
Yes, it was fun. Thanks,
Yeah,
Leila,
thank
on
you.
Leila's talk show.
Thank you. And thank you for watching. I'm your host, Leila Vaha, today on Leila's Talk Show. See you next time. Bye. I was like nervous.
You were good.
Yeah, I was like weird. I was like, my questions are so bad. Because I did this all for mine. I try not to look at the script all
No,
the
you
time.
don't want to look at the script.
Yeah.
That's
Unless
right.
I can't think of anything and I'm blank.